You didn't even touch the sound.
Hello, football fans. You are live with Morgan and Holder, third down. I am Morgan.
And I'm Holder, and you're live with Third Down with Morgan.
Before we get the show started, I definitely want to give a shout out again to First Take, Undisputed, and Mike and Mike.
Oh, now it's Mike and Mike.
Yeah.
Where I keep mine consistent. The guys from the Pivot, led by who? Steelers' favorite, Ryan Clark.
I don't.
Speak for yourself with Acho and get up.
Nobody's a Steeler fan but you.
The best shows on ESPN. Hands down.
Maybe. We don't know about that yet. Maybe.
No disrespect to your guys, but those are my guys.
Is that so? Is that so? You know, it's been a crazy football week. Wouldn't you say, Holder?
I would say.
I mean,
I would definitely say.
We got some topics.
Bad for me because you won the picks again.
No, it's been bad for me because next week I got to put this tutu on. Anyways, we'll talk about that later on the show. Oh, man.
Can't wait.
I know you can't wait.
By the way, NFL fan, that purchase has been made.
It has. It has. Oh, it has. Oh, man. Gotta have some fun, man. You gotta have fun, for sure, for sure. Gotta keep, the entertaining going. You know, you don't want to be dull and boring, right? We'll jump into the show, though. The Colts, man. I know some Colts fans out there. I do apologize that you guys are doing really bad this year. But maybe Jeff Saturday can jump in and take it off, even though he hasn't coached a team at a high level. But maybe he can take the Colts to where they need to go in the future. What would you say, Holder? How would you play this out?
Oh, I don't know. I'm pulling for Saturday. I like Jeff Saturday. Jeff Saturday's awesome. I think he'll be a good coach.
I mean, how do you think he's going to fit in, even though he has never coached at a high level?
He's going to fit in.
You think he's going to fit in?
He's going to be a good coach. He was chosen for a reason.
Oh, okay? Definitely. I mean, he was.
I mean, come on.
He was.
Jeff Saturday.
He was the center for Peyton Manning for years in Indianapolis.
How long did he play in that Colts offense? And by rights, that should have been a Super Bowl team for years.
Oh, definitely. I can't argue with you with that. Definitely. I mean, granted.
Now, my question to you is, does he know defense?
Okay, so I'm going to say yes. And why I'm going to say yes is because he's been in the league for so long. And he played with one of the top coaches in Tony Dungy, right? So, and that year, in those years, the Colts' defense was pretty good. So I'm going to say yes.
Okay. Well, that remains to be seen. I like to believe that he would have a good defensive mind if he chose the coordinator.
Oh, definitely.
Not a lot of work to do with that team.
Oh, no. I mean, they're young, they're talented, maybe quarterback. And that's what we was talking about earlier. We was talking about quarterback drafts this year. You know, there's some good quarterbacks in the draft. I would say coach should hop on and draft a good quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean,
Matt, without a doubt, because this guy that was in there before, going with two senior citizen quarterbacks.
Senior citizen quarterbacks.
I mean, by all rights, they should have been helping them across the field like people help old ladies across the street.
I mean, nothing against Phillip Rivers. He was a good quarterback. He was a great quarterback. He just retired. Same thing with Matt Ryan. He should have retired.
Yeah.
And
those guys were done. They knew it. I guess they thought the talent around them could carry them, but
definitely. I mean, look, the Colts was good last year. They really was. Carson Wentz wasn't a good quarterback either. And I guess to remain this be unseen. I mean, I guess we're seeing the draft where the coach is going to stand.
Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait to see.
I mean, there's some Colts fans out there. So, Colts fans, if you listening, please chime in and let us know your thoughts on Jeff Saturday and about the quarterback situation.
Okay, well, how are they going to chime in there, buddy?
Oh, that's easy, man. That's easy. You can chime in on our YouTube channel. Also, the email, and I'll give the email out toward the end of the show. Even my Facebook, you can chime in on those. I'll screenshot, show the holder. He will chime in his words, and then next week we'll give those messages out, and we'll chime in live on the air instead of hitting back and forth in comments as well. So anytime any fans want to message us, we're going to comment back. But also the next show, we're going to go live with a comment and the reply.
Ooh.
Oh yes.
We don't have anything from last week, huh?
No, not from last week. Maybe we was just too boring and dull,
Well, maybe everybody agreed with us.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. One thing that they should agree with is how you picked Houston to beat Philadelphia. And Philadelphia proved you wrong. They stayed undefeated by beating Houston 29-17.
Philadelphia didn't prove me wrong, and that was a long shot.
You picked Houston.
I picked upsets and underdogs.
You shouldn't do that. I'm telling you, I've beat you, 5 times already? And stats proved you wrong, right? Because I'm a stats guy, and I beat you.
No, I didn't pick because of that. I picked because they were underdogs.
Exactly.
That's the only reason. I knew they didn't have the talent, but they had it close in the beginning.
That was the beginning. I'm going to tell you right now, that running back, Pierce, that Houston has is unbelievable. He broke down Philadelphia's rushing defense. And I think that's what's going to hurt Philadelphia is that rushing defense. That defense to stop the run is not that great, and Houston showed it.
Yeah, they got Pierce. He was incredible.
Man, was he? He
runs angry.
Real angry, and he's strong. 27 carries for 139 yards. That is incredible. And he's a rookie at that. Can you imagine if Houston had a good offensive line or a good quarterback as well? Can you imagine that?
Couldn't do it. I mean, he's definitely the future of that franchise.
Oh, definitely. If Houston keeps him, I would be shocked. I would be shocked if they keep him. Man, he's incredible. He is really incredible. I think he's going to be the next 2,000 yard running back in the future.
Yeah, they'll keep him if they want to win. If they want to rebuild to a winning team, I mean, now's the time to start.
Yeah, but it's Houston we're talking about. No offense to Houston fans.
Houston used to be a really good team.
Yeah, just like the Lions used to be. Just like the Lions used to be good. Now look, both of them are washed up teams.
They had the incredible J.J. Watt.
That's true. That is true, and they had that sex fiend Watson too. So, I'm sorry, Houston fans. I'm sorry. It's too early to crack jokes. I know. Hey man, I got a question, Holder. Tennessee was beating Kansas City, and you had Tennessee winning. If Tennessee would have beat Kansas City, we would have been tied last week with losses. But here's the thing: KC came back and won in overtime. What is your thoughts?
Well, he took them to overtime, and I can't say Malik Willis hurt him, but Malik Willis still has a lot of growing.
Oh, he went 6 for 16, yeah, and he only threw for 80 yards. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Especially playing against one of the great quarterbacks.
His legs are there.
Yeah. But
it just doesn't have what it
here's the thing. Why would you want a quarterback that could run if you have a good running back, right? Unless he's getting chased out of the pocket.
Dual threat.
That's true.
No, they can run that.
But when you are playing against a quarterback like Mahomes, you got to come on your A game. If you don't come on your A game, you're going to lose. And it showed. Tennessee showed that they don't come on a game, they was going to lose. And that's what happened.
Well, yeah, and you know, you got to have a strong defense too.
That's, so, I mean, well, they sacked Mahomes 3 times. They sacked him 3 times.
Kelsey is not a.
Oh God, he's a dual threat. He can catch, block, run. He's a special tight end. That's for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, plus they got that new guy, that receiver, which didn't do what's the name. He didn't do bad.
No,
I can't think of his name right now, but he was pretty good.
He didn't do bad, but at the same time,
he's going to be an impactful player.
Oh yeah, I mean this was what his second game with KC, so it takes time to learn plays and learn the offense. I'll say give it 2 more games and he's going to be phenomenal. I mean, Juju didn't do too bad either. Juju did pretty good against Tennessee.
He did all right, but he didn't have any yards after catch, really.
No, that's true. That's true, but he did pretty good.
Really, he's more of a possession receiver because he can't create separation.
You would know because he played for Pitt, so yeah, you would know.
Yeah, he's strong. He's big. He's strong, but he's not a yards after catch. He was.
And you know what's crazy is that, man, like Henry, 17 carries for 115 yards. I was thinking Henry was going to get more than 115 yards. I mean, it's not saying it's not saying that it's bad yards because it's good, but I thought he was going to get more yards than 115.
He had some big runs. He had some really big runs.
Oh, definitely. Do you think that him being the workhorse over there, you think it's catching up?
I don't know. I think he is the workhorse, but at the same time, he's there to make sure his quarterbacks don't have a lot of pressure on him as well. So the more you give him the ball, especially in third down situation or second down situation.
I think Tennessee, I think their downfall is letting go of A.J. Brown. I think they should have kept him.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to be an expert to know that because it shows. I mean they're one-dimensional.
Hurts didn't have Brown. Where would his career be right now? They'd be looking for another quarterback.
That's true. They was talking about that during the offseason. The fans wanted a new quarterback in Philadelphia. And speaking of quarterbacks, I think Tennessee's time, I think they need a new quarterback. And I'm not saying Malik Willis is that guy, but give him a chance. They did against KC, but give him a chance. Give him a chance to shine. Go ahead and sit Ryan Tannehill on the bench for a little bit. Because I think Tannehill was done.
You said last year that when they got Brown, it was going to be a different team. You said Philly was going to be tough.
Oh, definitely.
And I'll give you, I don't usually agree with you, but you were right. And I said that A.J. Brown is good, but he needs a quarterback that can get the ball. I didn't really believe him.
Oh,
so,
I mean,
yeah, you called it.
I didn't think AJ was a top guy receiver, but I knew how good he was. I didn't think he was a Tyreek Hill or anything special in that nature, but I knew he was going to be a good receiver. But this year is different. It's different. Tennessee should have kept him. Man,
yeah.
What's going on in New Orleans? I mean, Andy Dalton's doing really well for him at quarterback. Yeah, they lost, but they lost against Baltimore. But Andy Dalton's still doing phenomenal in New Orleans. Where do you see that? Do you think they should keep him starting, or do you think they should go ahead and send him down and bring old interception king of Jameson Winston back?
I think if the team has bought into him being in there, so I mean, where he looks good, his weaknesses that he showed in Cincinnati were there. Because I watched part of that game. So, of course, but any quarterback under pressure.
Oh, definitely. I mean,
he's going to make the wrong decision.
And you got to think, you got to think he don't have any good receivers over there because Michael Thomas was hurt. So and Jarvis Landry is not the same receiver as people think he is. He's not.
But you know what troubles me about
the red quote unquote rifle is he can run and he doesn't.
Definitely.
Not to.
Definitely. I mean, he can run, and it showed in Cincinnati even when he played for a little bit for Dallas. It showed he could run. I mean,
he can run, but he refuses to run. I mean, I get it, but what is the league turning into? Running quarterback.
You're running quarterbacks. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Use your legs, dude. You got some talent. Use your legs.
And I'm gonna have to go off the subject for a second, or off of Dalton. Jackson didn't do too good at all against New Orleans' defense. He went 12 for 22, 133 yards, and 1 touchdown. That's not incredible. That's not showing me that you want a big contract, Lamar Jackson. That's showing me that you're a mediocre quarterback against a non-talented defense. I'm just saying. I know what people was going to say. Sean, it was just one game. It might have been one game, but that one game could turn into multiple games. Just saying. I've seen it happen quite a bit. Look. For example, look at Aaron Rodgers. He's had some terrible games, and look, they're in a bad slump. So how do you know Baltimore won't be in that bad slump next?
I wouldn't call it a slump. I think Baltimore, at this point in the season, there has to be a team that is separated from everybody else in the division. Clearly,
Baltimore's not.
Minnesota's done that. Philly's done that. And I just don't have a lot of faith in Buffalo right now. But
I think, and hear me when I tell you this, because the team I'm about to say it's surprising. I think the Jets are going to be the AFC surprise team this year. Since you say that, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, I picked the Jets in multiple games this year. They lost most of them, but at the same time, they're a team, I said, that you don't want to play.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. If Baltimore don't come on our A game, the Jets is going to take that game, and they're going to win. Even if they match up in the playoffs, right? So say both teams in the playoffs. Jackson better come on his A game, because if not, the Jets is going to step up and win. So
yeah, well, I don't think Jackson will have his A game against the Jets.
Nothing against Lamar Jackson. I like.
Defense. They're not a great defense, but they have a pretty good defense.
Oh, definitely. Nothing against Lamar Jackson. He's a good quarterback, but he chokes in the playoffs. You know who reminds me of chokes in the playoffs? Another good quarterback.
I'm curious.
Another good quarterback that chokes in the playoffs. Prescott. That's who he reminds me of.
Well, what about Allen?
Allen chokes too. Yeah. I mean, those three quarterbacks are amazing. They choke in playoffs. Lamar Jackson has to come on his A game in the playoffs, especially when it's a big contract. If you want a big contract, you need to win a Super Bowl. What was it, 2017 MVP season? You supposed to win a Super Bowl? You did not.
At least win a playoff.
Can this be the year that you actually get a playoff win or a Super Bowl? Well, I guess we should know. You know what makes me happy though? Not talking about Lamar Jackson, but you know what makes me happy?
There's got to be Minnesota.
Yes, Minnesota keeps winning. Even though they barely squeak by teams, but they keep winning. And I love that. I haven't seen so much energy coming from the Minnesota fan base until they start winning. And let me tell you, getting on and looking at the Minnesota fan base podcast or the fan page on Facebook, like it separates me from everybody else, because I'm like, man, like I remember a couple of years ago they was terrible. They and yet people was dogging them, and now they're winning, and people was like, oh my God, I knew it. No, you didn't. You didn't know that. A true fan wouldn't give up on his team.
Well, my friend, I have a little tidbit for you, because even though they're winning, what are they? They only lost one game?
They lost one game. That was against Philadelphia.
And that's what I'm talking about. If they're barely squeaking by a team, they need to up their game.
Oh, definitely.
Because coming down toward the end of the season, into the postseason, you better have a show of power. Because they're winning, but they're barely winning.
Barely not, and I cannot agree more with you. Yes, they're either the offense needs to be on point. They don't need to go 3 and out. They need to go downfield, score, even if it's 3 points, 7 points, whatever. But the defense has to stop somewhere too. The defense needs to step up, make some huge stops, so the offense get back on the field and just score. I mean, winning by 3 points is not good. We need to win by at least by 14 to even remotely say, hey, we're a Super Bowl contender team. Right now,
Did they have any overtime games this year? No.
New Orleans when they played London.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, yeah, they have to really bring it because there are teams that on paper.
Oh, definitely,
man.
Especially.
Stomping.
I mean, we're going to talk about this later on the show, but Buffalo, when they play Buffalo this week, they got to call in the A game because if not, Josh Allen's going to tear that defense apart.
Well, here's something they may have going for them is, of course, if Allen doesn't play, but if Allen plays, he's playing hurt.
That's true. But to me, I think Josh is even more dangerous playing hurt because he wants to win badly to get off that field. And I could be wrong.
Well, what's his injury? Is it his shoulder?
It's his elbow ligaments.
His hand? His elbow. So, and it was probably from that pass he was throwing
to Davis.
The fumble.
Yep.
So,
because he was holding his elbow afterwards.
That's his throwing arm.
Oh, definitely. And that's why
it could affect the deep ball.
That's true. And Minnesota's really good against the deep ball first half. Come second half, they kind of give up. I don't know if the defense gets tired or what. But and here's the thing, and I love Minnesota. I always will. But Cousins, you got to be consistent, man. You can't sit there and go 22 for 40 or 20 for 17, nothing like that. Like you got to go consistent. You have to go, and you can't give up an interception at all.
Morgan, there was a time when you were ready to jump ship. I remember it like it was yesterday. You were fed up.
Yeah, because
you were shopping for it.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Yes, I was. Yes, I can't lie about that. But that's because I'm tired of, just like Justin Fields was saying. He got tired of the Bears saying almost there. I get tired of that. I've been a Vikings fan for 20 years. I'm tired of them saying we're almost there or we're tweaking a little bit so we could be there. I want y'all to win now. The Cubs won one in 2016 when they won the World Series in my lifetime. I want the Minnesota Vikings to win one in my lifetime.
Well, they had a chance against Pittsburgh, but that didn't go over too
well. That was not my lifetime. I wasn't born yet, buddy. Are you forgetting I was born in the late 80s? They had 4 opportunities. It's like Buffalo Bills. Both of them had 4 opportunities.
Well, and you guys are the only team that had the guy that ran the wrong direction.
Shut up.
For the touchdown for that.
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that.
I believe they were the Purple People Eaters fan.
They was.
Oh, well, it is what it is. Did you have any stats for that game?
I mean, I do, but what's the point of going over these stats? Everybody knows how good Justin Jefferson is. Everybody knows how good he is. Everybody knows how good Cook was, but he got shut down. He didn't do his 100 yards.
Yeah, but Justin Jefferson has been shut down before.
That's true, but he wasn't shut down in this game. 115 yards with a touchdown. 115 yards with a touchdown. Looking at this stat, Washington's quarterback, Taylor, he went 15 for 28 for 149 yards with 2 touchdowns and one interception. To beat a defense, you got to throw more than 149 yards. I don't care who you are. I don't. And I'm looking at that. I'm like, man, if he would have went at least 200 yards, Washington might have won that game.
Yeah, because Cousins was horrible.
Horrible wasn't the words at all. I mean, 22 for 40, 22 out of for 40. I mean, that's terrible. With only 265 yards. I mean, the yardage was good, but 22 for 40 it's not acceptable. I'm sorry, Cousins, it's not acceptable. You've been in the league now for over 8 years. you know how good you got to be. And you go to Washington, by the way, playing against a former team that you played against. You should beat that team more than what you guys did. Especially Washington ain't that good right now without Chase Young on defense.
Well, what was the problem? My thing is, what was the problem? Why did he throw 40 times? They just didn't have the run game?
Washington's run defense without Chase Young was really spectacular. It was really good. It surprised me. It was really good. I mean, like I said, Cook didn't go over 100 yards. Him and Matheson combined was roughly 100 yards, roughly combined. So you can't do that. When you got two good running backs, you need 100 plus yards. Just saying.
Yeah, no doubt.
But you know what makes me happy though? And I know fans out there, I'm about to say this and I'm sorry. The Lions stun the Packers. I'm glad the Packers keep losing because they keep losing. We keep winning. We're going to win the NFC North. And I'm happy about that.
Let me tell you something.
That was an ugly win for the Lions, but the Lions
all
won.
All season, I've been preaching Lions, Jets.
You have.
2 reasons. Underdog, don't take them lightly, right?
Right.
And divisional game.
That's true. But see, here's the thing. The Lions hasn't really – they've been testing teams. They haven't really lost by a lot. Right?
Which was their story last year.
That's true.
They weren't losing by a lot last year.
And I think what they need to do, and you can maybe disagree, I think they need to get rid of Jared Goff. He might not be the reason, but go ahead and get rid of him and see where you guys are at on offense. I think defense is really good.
I don't think Goff is. I think Goff just needs right coaching. He had that with the Rams, and I don't know if they had a turnover in coaching there because he was. Remember that game he played against the Chiefs?
Oh man, he was phenomenal.
Thursday night, Sunday night game.
You talk about when they went into Arrowhead and won.
Yeah, and they scored a total of almost 100 points in that game.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't think the Rams had a turnover in coaching staff. I think what happened was they seen that Matthew Stafford was, hey, he's on a trading block. We want him.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it makes sense that Jared Goff isn't. I'm just saying, I don't know what the downfall was because
and you gotta
he
think
was electrifying.
And you gotta think the Rams really they had Cooper Kupp, you know, a good receiver. Don't get me wrong, he's a great receiver, but you need more than one, right?
Well, they had Cook there too. Didn't they have Cook or Woods?
It was Woods. Woods. It's another story.
Woods was pretty good.
He's average. He's average.
But we're digressing from what the subject is. So let's stay on point here so we can move forward.
Now,
and talk about this Packers team.
The
downfall? Do you think Aaron Rodgers is the downfall of this Packers team?
No.
Or is it the receiver?
I think the receivers and I think the defense. Because I mean, here's the thing. If Aaron Rodgers is saying, "Hey, my receivers isn't running the right routes," or he's throwing a ball into your breadbasket and you can't catch it, that's saying something. That's saying that Aaron Rodgers is throwing on point. He's not overthrowing his receivers. He's not underthrowing them. He's throwing a ball on point and you can't catch it. Or if it's hitting your breadbasket and you hit your hands to get an interception, that's saying something too. Catch the darn football. Don't let someone interception it off your hands. I'm just saying.
That's true.
And you know what? Here's the thing. So the Packers, they was trying to go after Claypool, but the Bears pulled the plug more than what the Packers did. And I think if they would have got Claypool, that would have helped out Aaron Rodgers a lot.
It remains to be seen. I like Claypool, but he wasn't very productive this season in Pittsburgh.
He's doing better than what the Packers receivers are doing.
He dropped some combative catches. I mean, that's why they got him.
That's true.
He wasn't high pointing the ball. The ball hit his hand, which turned into interceptions.
Just like what happened, what's
Everybody's
going on right now.
talking about Pickett and his interceptions, but the majority of Pickett's picks were from balls that touch receivers' hands.
Not just that. I think Pickett.
I don't think Claypool is the answer for any team.
I don't. I can't say he's not because I like Pickett, but Aaron Rodgers is one of the great quarterbacks, one of the greatest quarterbacks, and I think if you have a great quarterback with you, it's going to change the outcome. Other than having a rookie, he's not going to really say much, but he's a leader, so he's going to say what he can. But with a veteran, I feel like it'll be like, oh well, you're a newbie, I'm not going to listen to you. Where if Claypool went to Aaron Rodgers said, hey, catch that ball or get on the bench, I think he's going to listen to Aaron Rodgers more than he would Pickett. Again, we can't say yes and we can't say no because Claypool isn't playing for Aaron Rodgers. He's playing with Justin Fields.
Yada, 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 yada.
So,
move on. We've already glorified your Vikings. What's the next game?
The next one is, I don't want to talk about it. It's the 2-2 game. Do we have to talk about this game?
Do you mean the Jets and the Bills?
Can we just pass on this game, please? Can we just pass on? Can we move on?
You mean the Jets and the Bills? You have to have stats for that game.
Can we just move on, please?
Look, have you tried it on for size yet?
Shut up. Shut up. It's coming next week. Shut up. Mind your business, soldier.
Okay, so what Morgan is talking about is my pick. The Jets versus the Bills. Who knew? Of course, I didn't truly know, but the original game,
and
Jets have stunned teams this year.
They stunned the Bills. Josh Allen, if you are listening somewhere, somehow.
Or did they stun a healthy Bills team?
This Bills team was healthy until the last of. That's when Allen got hurt. Was the last few minutes. This team was healthy. Okay, but look, Josh Allen. I don't know if you're listening. I don't care if you're listening. 2 interceptions, no touchdowns besides running. 18 for 34. You broke my heart. You broke my heart. So I'm gonna say, you let me down. I'm not going to pick the Buffalo Bills at all the rest of the year. Not doing it.
Look, I like the Buffalo Bills, but I don't like the Buffalo Bills in postseason because Josh Allen has choked.
That's true. Like he did against this Jets team.
They're strong during the season, and that's that. What have you done for me lately? Thing in the postseason.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
And they show power during the regular season, but when the game really counts, the game is on the line. They can't be Kansas City. They just can't do it. I mean, but this game, I don't know his stats. What is 18 for 34,
18,
25 yards, and 2 picks.
and then 9 carries for 86 yards with 2 touchdowns. You have to throw a touchdown or 2 against a pretty good defense. The Jets' defense is pretty good. And I'm not just saying that because they beat the Bills. Jets' defense has been pretty good for all year. They lost, 2 games?
They're pretty good. I mean, I would compare their defense with the Jags' defense. Active, very young.
Yeah, yes, but definitely young, very, very, very hungry. They want to win. They want to win. And you throw Zach Wilson in there, who's not a bad quarterback. I think coaching was hurting him last year. He's going to take that team to the playoffs this year. That's my opinion. I think he's going to take them to the playoffs. Will they win? I don't know, but they will go to the playoffs.
What's going on with Joe Flacco, man? Because I think didn't Wilson get hurt
for 2 games? Flacco did really well.
They had another guy warming. I don't remember the quarterback. But they had another guy warming up. Of course, Wilson went back in and played after the defense was serious.
So
they had another quarterback. They were not.
I know Flacco's still over there. I think they want to try this because the other guy you're talking about, he's very, very young. I think they just want to see where he was at. He was a 3rd-string quarterback. I think they want to give him a chance. because they knew Zach Wilson was going to come back in. They knew that.
Yeah, but a game against Buffalo, you want to give a guy a chance when you have Buffalo against the ropes?
I mean, because they already knew that Zach Wilson was going to come back. They knew he wasn't done for. They knew he wasn't hurt. That's why.
Yeah, but you put that guy in, he throws a pick. I'm sure they would run the ball a couple.
Oh yeah, a couple plays definitely. But
good game though. Hey, 2-2 is 2-2 worthy.
Shut up. We're gonna talk about that. You know what? You know what's crazy is that another game we're going to talk about this upset.
Hold on a second. Wait. You know, for those listeners that didn't tune in last week,
Here we go.
I keep saying 2-2 because we made a bet. If the Jets beat the Bills, and Morgan was so confident that
I was
not going to happen.
I was very confident. Can we move on now, Holden?
Now,
Can we move on, please?
he has to wear a pink tutu, folks. Pink.
Oh,
And
I gotta post it. It's not.
Anyway,
It's not funny, guys.
I was just making sure our listeners were up to date.
Just so y'all know, if y'all like listen to this last comment about that, please don't laugh. It's not funny. I'm about to cry.
Great.
So,
It's great. I'm excited. This is like
but you know what though?
the pregame for the Super Bowl. Okay.
It is, but you know what though? Even though you're getting a kick out of it, I'm gonna get a kick out of it too eventually. Because again, like it's gonna bring in more subscribers, more listeners. Because they're like, oh, this show isn't just boring and dull. Like they actually make bets. They actually do dumb stuff. So, and that's what I like. I wanted to keep fans and subscribers and listeners happy. I want to bring back more, right? I want to show them, hey, this show is not dull and it's not stupid. Like we're gonna make bets.
I would never make a bet like that. Maybe we're another team.
Oh, I'm gonna get you to.
Ball cap or jersey.
I'm gonna get you wear a Vikings t-shirt before the end of the year.
Well, it wouldn't be a bad thing. I like the Vikings. I mean, if you had me wearing a Houston t-shirt,
No, I got it.
Like that.
I got it. Cleveland. Get you the
Oh God.
the sex predator t-shirt of Deshaun Watson.
Oh, God.
Anyways,
Well, you know what? I have been voting for the Browns in these last few weeks.
yeah, I don't understand that. We're gonna talk about that about the picks because I don't understand you picking the Browns. So
Well, let's move on to the Seattle game.
So
do we have any information with Seattle?
I do because I'm picking Seattle and you laughed at me. You said there was no way
I did.
that the Cardinals are gonna lose because of D-Hop. They lost.
I don't believe in Geno Smith.
Geno did pretty well. 26 for 34, 275 yards, touchdowns, 1 interception. But you know what's mind-blowing? Is Kenneth Walker III. 26 carries for 109 yards, 2 touchdowns.
It's good, but it's not great.
Against the Arizona Cardinals defense is amazing. Because that defense should be stoppable, you know? And
That's true.
And what's crazy is that Murray got shut down. I mean, he went 25 for 33, which was really good, but 175 yards? It's not amazing.
That's you know why that is, because they didn't have run after catch. They were tackling the catch.
That's true.
Which
That's
was
true.
pretty good.
That's
so
true.
I mean,
he had 2 touchdowns with no interceptions, which that's amazing. That's phenomenal. But where do you see Seattle playing right now in that division? Do you think that's anybody's division, or do you think Seattle can come on top and win that division?
oh God, no, I just don't have that in Seattle. You do, because you've been barking about Seattle for I don't know how long. So much that I was tempted to buy you some dog biscuits.
Man, because like stats never lie. Seattle has a great receiving core. They have a good young tight end. And am I set on Geno Smith? No, I'm not set on Geno Smith. But I am set on that receiving core. And now I'm set on the running back they got. I mean, the running back they got is really, really phenomenal. I'm just not set on defense. Nor am I set on Geno Smith. But time will tell. I mean, they're number 1 in that division. That's for sure. Especially
So
over.
you're saying Walker Walker is the answer.
Yeah, definitely for the running back, because you got to think the running backs they had the past year has been hurt, didn't play a whole year, so that kind of hurt. They was one dimensional. Like going back to Tennessee, one dimensional. Like Russell Wilson was throwing the ball. Don't get me wrong, Russell Wilson could run, but he was throwing the ball. It was one dimensional. They didn't have no running back that could run the ball like now. Because this ain't the first time that he got 100 yards.
Yeah,
What's
this is totally off subject, but Russell Wilson, I just don't know what's going on. Maybe he needs to have Sierra sleep in another room or something.
No, it's the coaching. Don't get me wrong. They have Jerry. Don't get me wrong. Denver has some good receiving. They got Carl Sutton and they got Jerry Jeudy. But I honestly think it's coaching. I could be wrong though.
Okay, well, the old saying, if you play football, our head coach always told us that sex kills legs. Okay.
Hey,
and it
look.
weakens the knees.
Did you just use sex on our show? By the way,
I did.
Holder.
I didn't say the other word because the other word is what was said instead of sex.
Why don't you just say boning or making love?
Why don't I just keep it cleaner than that? Because you're the one with the outbursts that are inappropriate, even though this is a quote unquote cable type deal. But
let me tell you, ass is not a cuss word. Ass is inside the Bible. But I'm just saying.
You say that.
I did.
Ass is a donkey. Another word for a donkey.
It is
in that context, but you did use it in that context.
You know what's crazy?
So my friend, you are off, just out in left field with some of your comments.
Do you know what's crazy is I'm looking at like Seattle and I can't believe like they're above the defending champions. I can't believe that. It's crazy. You know what else is crazy? Our week 10 picks are in. Who is ready for that? Let's have some fun with these picks. Tomorrow we got Atlanta playing Carolina. Holder, I picked Atlanta. On paper, Atlanta is a lot better than Carolina. Last week, and I know this is totally different. Last week, Atlanta gave the Chargers a run for their money, and I think Atlanta's going to give a Carolina a beat of their life.
Well, Carolina clearly is playing horrible. They don't have any talent.
None, because Baker Mayfield is not talent. I think he started over when PJ Walker messed up last week. They put in Baker Mayfield again, and they still lost.
It could come down to Carolina and Houston having the first pick.
I think Carolina's going to be that first pick because I think their record's worse than Houston. I think they won one game. I think Houston won two.
Yeah, I think.
So
Carolina is bone dry right now. No talent.
Oh, definitely no.
All of their talent, I think, to rebuild. And I'm sure when they gave McCaffrey up, it was for a pick.
Yeah, they gave him up for a pick. They gave Robbie Anderson up for a pick. And you gotta think though too, when they let go of their coach, we already knew it was rebuilding time. We already knew what was next. And that's when they traded Christian McCaffrey. So
that's true.
I think next.
And they still Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield sucks. He is terrible. Baker Mayfield's like, pardon my language.
Answer this question, and I'll leave you alone for the rest of the year. Is Baker Mayfield done in the NFL?
Hell, yes.
So you don't think he'll be hired as a backup? You think he's just done?
I think he should go sell State Farm with Jake. That's what I think.
Oh, no, that's too much. You don't have to sell a no-name insurance because he's created a name for himself, but in a negative context.
I mean,
right?
Would he be a backup? He could be a backup, but his days of starting, they're done. Carolina knows that. That's why Carolina didn't. They only did the 1 year deal. They didn't extend it or nothing like that. So
You're right. He's done.
but the question
I
is,
just wanted to hear you say that.
oh man, of course. Like I don't like Baker Mayfield. He's a
So you
crybaby.
don't think he can be a comeback player?
No, negative. That's like saying it's like saying that Kirk Cousins is going to get MVP this year. Come on now, we all know it's not going to happen. And I'm a Viking fan.
Well, that's actually like saying Kirk Cousins is going to run for 1,000 yards this year.
Oh man.
That's not going to happen.
Oh man, no, of course not. And they play tomorrow, Atlanta and Carolina. So, am I going to watch that game? I'll probably watch a little bit of it.
I probably won't. I probably will, just because there may be something we have to talk about, but I won't watch.
I'll watch the first half. I'll watch the first half, and I'll watch highlights after that. This isn't a big game. I don't know why it's even playing on a prime time. It's not a prime time game because Carolina sucks.
No, it's not. I don't know what the NFL was thinking.
I think they should have put Minnesota and Buffalo on a prime time. That's me though. That's me. Because that's a big game. That's a big game. Next pick, I got Seattle over Tampa Bay. Again, I picked Seattle because I got faith in the receiving core. But not just that. Tampa Bay's been having up down year, right? And they play anything like they have been playing, especially against Seattle. Seattle's going to take that game and win. You can't play poorly against a team that's hungry, that wants to win. So,
I don't like picking TB12.
I'm surprised you did.
But look in the paper, Tampa's supposed to win that game.
And that,
I'm thinking about breaking your win streak. So that's the reason for going with Tampa.
Well, that win ain't gonna happen. That game probably ain't gonna happen. The next game, I'm kind of shocked and I'm kind of disappointed in you because all year we always go with the same teams of our favorites. I picked Minnesota, of course, but you picked Buffalo. How dare you?
Tell you why I picked Buffalo.
No.
Tell you why.
How dare you pick Buffalo?
Well, let me see. Kirk Cousins threw for what game against defense?
200+ yards.
Against whose defense?
Washington.
How many throws? 40 attempts with 22 completions.
Shut up. They still won.
And you're playing a better defense?
Well, here's the thing, though. Buffalo has some people. Buffalo has some people that's questionable on that defense this week, including Josh Allen on offense.
And what was Minnesota's rushing yards last game? I mean, if Cousins is throwing 40 times.
But here's the thing.
Oh, my goodness. And you're playing against – now, here's what you have going for you. If Josh Allen doesn't play, which I would give Minnesota the win if Trubisky was there as backup. But
Casey came. He's going to start if Josh Allen's hurt. Casey is not the same player that Minnesota had when he played.
that's true, but they have to show and prove this game because, I mean, they even have an edge Josh Allen plays hurt. But
I mean,
they have to capitalize.
I mean, granted,
They can't have 3 and outs,
that's true.
and they can't just only kick field goal.
I'm surprised you left one thing out. And this one thing I'm about to say, I'm probably going to get some hate from Vikings fans, but Diggs. Diggs wants to beat Minnesota to show them what they're missing. And I think that's what Diggs wants. Diggs wants to take a shot at Minnesota and by beating them. And I'm a Minnesota fan, but you can't leave that part out. You can't leave out that Diggs wants to beat Minnesota.
My heart says Minnesota should win, but my brain says, like you, which I can't believe I'm saying, but statistically, Buffalo should win this game.
Definitely. I mean, Minnesota's the underdog. I know they are. But hands down, Buffalo should win. But in my mind, I'm a Vikings fan, so I'm going for my favorite team.
As you should, plus they're playing
They're playing in Buffalo.
against Bills Mafia. Oh my goodness.
That's a loud
That
stadium.
is a seriously hostile environment.
Oh, definitely. I guess we'll see what happens. I guess so. And I can't wait. And that they play Sunday at 1:00. I can't wait.
I can't believe that wasn't a night game.
I know. I wish it was prime time. I wish it was playing tomorrow instead of this Atlanta-Carolina game. I don't know what the NFL was thinking. I don't. Because both of these teams are above 500. Both of them are doing really well this year. I just don't get it.
They gave Deshaun Watson a chance. So, I mean, there's your answer. The NFL, I don't know. And this is like, did they really think that those two teams were primetime worthy?
You know what
Carolina?
You know what it was when Baker Crybaby Mayfield went to Carolina. It was like, oh, we gotta give him some camera time. If not, he's gonna cry. That's what it was. That's what it was. Crybaby. You know, next game, we both got Detroit beating Chicago. Hands down, I know Chicago should win this game.
Detroit.
I did. Back in my mind, I know Detroit should win, but they're playing in Chicago, so a little different environment, different atmosphere. They're not playing in the dome; they're playing outside.
And they're playing in Chicago. I mean, so yeah, not in the dome, but outside. But
exactly,
I'll take Detroit too, and I think Detroit.
I like what Detroit
win by 10.
You got to win by 10. I'm gonna say by 3. By 3.
3?
3, yeah.
No, you're not getting Detroit in. Detroit fans out there, pay no attention, please.
Well, the reason why I'm giving them 3 points because they win close.
They
win close games like Minnesota does. Detroit has won close games.
I think your sugar is a little low right now.
I'm just saying.
Clearly.
Just saying. Chicago. Chicago has its moments of.
Take your socks off. Take your socks off.
I'm not taking my socks off. That's weird. That is weird. First of all, don't ever say that ever again live. That is weird. But no. In all honesty, Detroit they've won by a few points. They lose a few points. Chicago loses by a few points. They win by a few points. So that's why I'm saying 3 points.
But look who's Detroit playing. Detroit playing these caliber teams.
So has Chicago.
Caliber team. Chicago is supposed to, okay? They have been crap since the '85 Bears.
They have, and I know we got some Bears fans out there. I do apologize for what Holder just said, but he's right. They have been playing poorly.
Bears fans, I was raised in Chicago, okay, and they sucked. Okay, they were horrible. And I was never a Bears fan. Never, ever, ever. I was a Walter Payton fan. I was a Jim McMillan fan. I was a Willie Gault fan. Okay.
Bears fans, y'all gotta understand that he's a Pittsburgh fan, by the way.
I love that defense.
But the defense ain't the same, though. I mean, especially giving up Smith to Baltimore. I mean, the Lions is fair.
Why can't you keep what's his face? The linebacker they had. They had 2 good linebackers. Right? And build that team around the defense.
You're right.
You know, they had Smith and they had what's the guy that went to the Chargers?
Mack.
Khalil Mack. That's the base of your defense right there. You had those 2 linebackers.
And you're forgetting about the defensive back they had. What was it, Kyle Fulton or something like that?
Yeah, Kyle Fuller.
So
they could have built that defense up very strong, and then
but
that could have kept that offense.
But here's the thing, Nagy.
We're spending too much time on this game that means nothing.
That's true, but I think Nagy's the reason why the Bears are playing so terribly, because when he was a coach, they sucked. So next game we got Tennessee over Denver. We both picked Tennessee. On paper, Tennessee's
Why do we both pick Tennessee?
because on paper they're better than Denver.
Didn't you just say Wilson? When I was raining on Wilson's parade, you were defending him.
I said he was good. He had some good receiving core, but that coaching, I clearly said the coaching staff. That's what I said. You're trying to like get me to say something wrong, and I didn't say it.
I'm not trying. I'm just saying.
You're trying to get me to say something
You were
wrong
defending him,
because he's a good quarterback.
yet you have him losing.
Because hands down, Tennessee is all around better than Denver. Defense is better. Offense is better. Does Tennessee have a good quarterback?
Statistically, Tennessee
Should win.
is the team that should win.
Yes.
Okay.
And next is Kansas City and Jacksonville. We both have Kansas City. Again, on paper, Kansas City supposed to win this game. Supposed to. Doesn't mean they will, but they're supposed to win.
Yeah, because we both know what kind of season it's been, right?
Up and down. A lot of upsets. So, and
I get Kansas City, but I should have picked Jacksonville on this one. I don't know why I didn't.
well,
This would have been a classic upset game.
it could have been. It could have been. I was itching my head about that because I was like, man, Jacksonville hasn't really lost bad, and they haven't won bad. But I'm like, they're really playing against Patrick Mahomes and at Arrowhead Stadium, and I'm like,
And that's the reason why I didn't pick Jacksonville. If they were playing at home,
it'd been different. It'd been a different story. Hands down, I'll pick Jacksonville myself too, because Jacksonville's a team to watch for in the next couple of years. I'm telling you, they're them and the Lions. It'll be really good. I promise you. Next up,
okay.
next game, I'm gonna have to ask you this question: what made you pick Cleveland over Miami? I picked Miami because on paper, Miami is a lot better than Cleveland. What did you pick Cleveland for?
Okay, listen to me.
You
Now,
picked
if
Cleveland.
I'm-
No,
I know that.
now, before you say
Cleveland is in my
anything-
division, and they should lose. I want them to lose.
before you say anything,
But
you do understand that Sex Predator Watson isn't playing this game.
look,
Okay, so make sure.
Cleveland, I don't think Miami can stop Nick Chubb. I just believe it.
So do you think Cleveland can stop Waddle and Hill?
And you're giving Geno Smith props, and I'm giving Brissett props. Okay?
Mine is different. Brissett is a winning quarterback right now. Or yeah, Geno Smith is a winning quarterback right now. What Brissett's what dead and last almost, or they're in last place almost.
You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. Instead of watching Pittsburgh-New Orleans game, I'm going to watch this game. And I am going to text you.
I'm watching that game. I'm watching a game, so.
I'm a Pittsburgh fan, but I believe the Browns can win this game. And I don't like the Browns. Can't stand the Browns. But my view of the Browns has changed since Baker Mayfield left.
I really can't believe you're going on here and you're saying that the Cleveland Browns can stop Waddle and Hill.
If Ward plays, he'll take one of those receivers out.
No.
He'll eliminate one of those.
That's fine. They can do that because they still got the tight end. Mike, the tight end. They still got him. He can catch still. He can run still.
I don't want to say it, but it's a possibility with that front line of Cleveland.
Tua get hurt again?
Tua gets hurt.
I'm done with you. I'm done. We're going to move on now. We're going to move on. We both got the Jets beating Houston. I picked the Jets because on pen to paper, Jets are better than Houston. Sorry, Houston fans, but it's true. New York is better than Houston.
I picked the Giants as well. I picked the Giants because
Of Daniel Jones?
Houston's terrible. Now, we could both get mud in the face if Pierce has another great game.
That's very,
Leads
very
Houston
true.
to victory, which, God, I love those helmets they were wearing.
Oh, the red ones. Oh, man. Those was
Beautiful.
oh, man.
Beautiful.
I might go offline here and buy me just a mini one. And I don't like the Houston Texans, but I like them helmets. Yeah, you're right. The helmets was awesome.
Yeah, they were. What's the next game? What do you got?
You already know what the next game is. I don't know why I did this. I don't know why I picked Pittsburgh over New Orleans. I should went behind your back and changed it and picked New Orleans, but instead I'm sticking with Pittsburgh.
You think New Orleans is going to be picked after the bye week after a weird?
Look, I'm just saying, you went behind my back.
Is coming back.
You went behind my back and you picked Buffalo over Minnesota.
TJ Watt is coming back, and we have the third, and KZ is going to play.
I'm
play
just
Big Nickel this week.
I'm just saying, you went behind my back against my team. I should have done the same thing, but I want to keep my winning streak alive. That's why I picked. That's why I picked Pittsburgh.
It's not a firepower. Now, what does Pittsburgh know about the Red Rifle? Everything.
Everything, definitely.
We know where to attack.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I picked Pittsburgh because I want to keep my winning streak alive. That's why I picked them. But I should have done what you did and just go against my team. But I didn't.
It's not too late. The game isn't played.
Nope.
Yet.
I'm
You
sticking.
change your pick.
I'm sticking with Pittsburgh.
But
Sticking with Pittsburgh.
I am going to break your winning streak and go on one of my own starting this week.
I guess we'll find out when Minnesota beats Buffalo.
Why did you pick Indianapolis over the Raiders?
I picked Indianapolis. Okay, so here's my take. Carr and Adams hasn't showed me nothing. They haven't won games they're supposed to win, right? Where the Colts have its moments. The Colts can win, they can lose. But with Jeff Saturday coming in, taking over for the rest of the year, I think he wants something to prove. I think he wants to prove that to the Colts fans that, hey, I'm here to stay. I want to win.
Oh, I love. You know what I hate about Jeff Saturday getting that coaching job? I can't watch him as an analyst. I loved him as an analyst. Now he's going to be on the sideline.
I guess you have to watch Indianapolis games now, huh?
That's taking something from the network when you let Jeff
true.
Saturday go. Oh my gosh.
Maybe they get your favorite. Maybe they get your favorite Baker Mayfield on there.
Oh God! Did you have to do that? Why did you poison the show with that? We're gonna lose subscribers
because you poisoned my team to lose against Buffalo. It's only fair me poisoning you.
You're poisoning the show.
You know what?
Not just me.
You know what else is poisoning? This pick I'm about to tell you that I just did. I don't know why, but I picked Dallas over Green Bay. Yes, Green Bay is in my division, so I want them to lose. But I don't know why. I don't like Dallas. I don't. But I got Dallas winning.
You don't like everybody except Minnesota.
Just saying.
And it shocks me to no, it doesn't shock me because everything that you said about Green Bay earlier in the show is true. It doesn't have receivers. You're not playing on the same page.
They're not
dropping the passes. You're not giving Rodgers any of the blame, but you don't think that Rodgers has something in his DNA to beat Dallas?
I just don't. I don't see it happening. I'm sorry. I don't.
Rodgers,
but actually, I don't see the Packers stopping Tony Pollard. Let alone, I hate to say it because I don't like him, but I don't think they can stop Ezekiel Elliott either. I don't.
Ezekiel ugly.
I don't see it. I don't see it happening.
Ugly man.
I don't see it happening.
Looks like a prehistoric cave.
I was gonna say a pit bull, but I just don't see Green Bay stopping those two running backs. I don't.
I picked Dallas too. I'm not a Dallas fan, but Rodgers hates Dallas, and that's what kind of scared me about my pick. And you're not even going to give Green Bay the benefit of the doubt of being at home?
No, I mean wasn't at home against the Lions, and the Lions beat them.
Dude, listen to me. It's November in where are they in Green Bay? It's November in Green Bay.
I don't think Green Bay is going to come out on top. I'm sorry.
Outside in the cold. You know what?
And I know we have some. I know we have some Green Bay fans.
Check the weather on this game.
I know we have Green Bay fans, and I'm sorry. I really am sorry. I just don't see Packers winning more games this year. I don't.
Say, move on to the next pick because you're killing me.
We both have the Rams beating Arizona. I'm just curious. Why did you pick the Rams beating Arizona?
Because I believe in the Rams for some ungodly reason because they've been playing like crap this year. And
true.
Arizona hasn't impressed either.
And it's a divisional game. It is. It's a divisional game. And they're playing in LA. I got the Rams because on paper the Rams supposed to win this game. They're supposed to be better than what they are. They're defending Super Bowl champions. So that's why I got them winning. But this might be one of those games that we're going to talk about next week that Arizona could beat LA. They could have beat the Rams. And again, I know some Rams fans is probably watching. I do apologize, but they are playing crappy this year. They are. They're not playing like they want to win. They're not playing like the defending champions.
Well, on the same token, Arizona isn't playing like a hungry team either. So
No, they're not. And they got D-Hop
we
back.
pick the Rams.
They got D-Hop back. I don't know. You know, this other pick is going to surprise a lot of fans because I remember coming on the show beginning of our show, beginning of week 1, I sat there and I said the Chargers are going to go to Super Bowl. Well, this week, guys, I had the 49ers beating the Chargers.
Unbelievable.
So,
unbelievable. This pick made me want to go out and purchase a set of glasses because, like you said, you were preaching, and I was believing you because I had that same feeling with the Chargers. But
injuries happen.
I picked San Francisco, and I don't know why, but I just had that feeling. Hey, Frisco's at home.
Yeah, it's at home.
And
But here's the thing, though. With injuries happening, and right now in the Chargers, you have Bosa out, you have James out, you have all these injuries happen. Keelan Allen's questionable. Who's going to stop Debo? Who's going to stop Debo? Who's going to stop Christian McCaffrey?
wasn't that Bosa that got pancaked in the last game against Atlanta? What is that guy's 84? Can't call his name out.
It's not Pitts because Pitts is number 8.
He just ran through Bosa like Bosa wasn't there. Like,
you're talking about Patterson, Cordell Patterson.
Cordero Patterson.
A former Viking. Man,
why'd you let him get away?
Because he wasn't doing nothing for the Vikings. Now he's
He's
just.
doing nothing for the Vikings.
He wasn't. He didn't do nothing.
Now he's a star.
And we had Cook too. So, but back to that. That game was really good because I had Atlanta winning, and you had the Chargers winning, of course. But that game was really good. That game, I think, took a spark in the Falcons. I think that showed fans that the Falcons are for real because that team came out and they gave it all. They left everything on the field, and it was an amazing game. But yeah, Cordell Patterson.
Yeah, it was. I was shocked because I believe I had the Chargers.
You did, and that was one of my upsets. You know what's crazy is that you didn't do a lot of upsets this week because the next pick we both got Philadelphia winning. Hands down, Philadelphia should beat Washington. On paper, they should beat Washington. But last week, I remember you going against Philadelphia. You picked Houston. This week, you're going with Philadelphia. What made you change your mind?
Washington is not a team that I look at. I will never look at Washington as a competitor if Chase Young comes back.
But that team is better than Houston.
And they have Carson Wentz.
But he's hurt. He's not playing right now.
It doesn't matter. He's on the roster.
But that team is better than Houston.
Baker Mayfield being on the roster, there's nothing left.
But
Carson Wentz has tried to prove who he was.
Here's the thing, Holder.
Thank God he's hurt.
Here's the thing. Washington is 10 times better than Houston Texans. Sorry, Houston fans, but it's the truth.
Why? There you go again, judging my picks. What is?
Because I'm going to win this week.
Judging me.
I'm going to win this week. I'm going to win again. I'm going to win again all the way into the playoffs. I'm going to keep winning. I'm not going to lose no more.
Really?
Yep. I got faith in myself.
You really believe that?
I do. I believe it. I believe it. I got faith.
Okay. Well, you know what? Every dog has his day. You've been lucky.
So let me ask you this question before we get off and end the broadcast. Do you want to make a bet this week, or do you want to save that for the playoffs?
A bet on what?
On the game, on any game, you want to make a bet.
No, our next bet should probably come. What are we, mid-season?
Yeah, well, week 10.
Our next bet will come last game of the season, and then
Look at that, fans. Holder is scared.
AFC NFC Championship.
Look at that, fans. Holder is scared. He is scared. He is shaking in his boots right now.
Well, we have to space these bets out.
He's scared.
These are mid-season. It only makes sense to do another bet at the end of the season, and then the AFC NFC Championship.
What about Super Bowl?
So we may agree on.
That's
both
true.
teams.
That is true. We might agree.
Same
We might agree.
thing.
We might agree, unless it's Pittsburgh. But we might agree.
But it won't be Pittsburgh. If it's Pittsburgh by a miracle, it won't be against Minnesota. That's for sure.
We don't know that yet. We don't know that. So, fans, if you want to, if you don't mind, hit the like button, subscribe. Also, you can email us at thirddownwithmorganholder@gmail.com. That's third down, 3RD down with morganholder@gmail.com.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
We're going to bring another ending down to our show for the week. So don't let fourth down get you.
And I'm going to sign off by saying stay penalty free, listeners and subscribers. We'll see you next week.